What if everything you think you know about the beginning of the universe is wrong? Forget the Big Bang. There's more to the story than just an explosion. The real question isn't just how the universe began, but why. And the answer? It might be even stranger than you think. For years, we've been told the universe started with a massive explosion, a Big Bang. But what if I told you that might not be the full picture? What if the beginning of everything was more complex, more mysterious, and maybe even endless? Today, we're diving deep into the real origin of the universe, exploring theories that challenge everything we thought we knew. So, here's the problem. Scientists are still debating how the universe really started. The Big Bang Theory is the most widely accepted idea, but there are gaps in the story that leave us asking more questions than we get answers for. How did the universe come from nothing? What was there before the Big Bang? And is it possible that our universe is just one of many in a vast multiverse? The Big Bang, what really happened? Let's start with what we know, or what we think we know. About 13.8 billion years ago, the universe burst into existence. At least, that's the story we've been told. But here's the thing. When we talk about the Big Bang, we're not talking about an explosion in space. Instead, it's an expansion of space itself. Imagine the entire universe compressed into a tiny point, smaller than an atom. This point, called a singularity, contained all the energy and matter that would become everything we see today. Then, in a fraction of a second, it expanded faster than the speed of light. This is called cosmic inflation, a theory proposed to explain how the universe grew from that tiny, dense point into the vast cosmos we know today. But here's where things get tricky. We still don't know what triggered that expansion. What set off the Big Bang in the first place? And where did that singularity come from? Scientists like Stephen Hawking suggested that time itself began with the Big Bang, so asking what came before, it might be like asking what's north of the North Pole. But is that really the end of the story? Not quite. Inflation, the wild growth spurt. After that initial expansion, the universe went through a phase of rapid inflation. Think of it like blowing up a balloon, except this balloon was the size of a subatomic particle, and it expanded to a cosmic scale in less than a second. During this time, the universe was incredibly hot and dense, filled with particles that were so tightly packed they couldn't form atoms yet. But something else was happening. The universe wasn't just expanding, it was cooling. As it expanded, it lost heat, and eventually, things slowed down enough for particles to start clumping together. Hydrogen and helium, the first elements, were born. Over billions of years, those simple elements formed stars, galaxies, planets, and eventually, us. But here's a question that scientists still struggle with. If the universe is expanding, what is it expanding into? What's beyond the universe? The answer might blow your mind. There might be nothing outside the universe. Space itself is expanding, meaning there's no outside to begin with, at least not in the way we think of it. Multiverse. Is our universe one of many? Let's take things a step further. The Big Bang might not have been a one-time event. Some scientists believe that our universe is just one bubble in a much larger multiverse, an infinite collection of universes, each with its own laws of physics and possibilities. This idea comes from something called eternal inflation. According to this theory, inflation didn't just happen once, it's still happening in other parts of the multiverse. While our universe stopped expanding at that crazy fast rate, other regions might still be blowing up like balloons, creating new universes along the way. It's like a cosmic lottery. Each universe is different, with some being completely uninhabitable, and others maybe even more hospitable than ours. If that's true, it raises some mind-boggling questions. Are there other versions of us in these parallel universes? Could we one day find a way to travel between them? The answers are still out there, but the idea that our universe is just a tiny piece of a much bigger puzzle changes everything we thought we knew about the beginning. The Big Bounce? What if the universe never really began? Now, let's talk about an alternative to the Big Bang that might seem even stranger. Some scientists propose that the universe didn't have a true beginning at all. Instead of a Big Bang, they suggest a Big Bounce. This theory says that the universe goes through cycles of expansion and contraction, expanding to a certain point before collapsing in on itself, only to explode into a new universe again. Think of it like a cosmic heartbeat. The universe expands, then contracts, then expands again. It's an endless cycle, meaning the universe could be infinitely old. There might have been countless Big Bangs before ours, with universes collapsing and restarting over and over again. But if that's true, where's the evidence? Right now, it's just a theory, but scientists are looking for clues. For example, if the universe did collapse before the Big Bang, we might be able to see faint imprints from the previous universe in the cosmic microwave background, the leftover radiation from the Big Bang. So far, we haven't found those clues, but that doesn't mean they're not out there. Quantum beginnings. Was the universe born from nothing? Here's where things get really weird. Some physicists believe that the universe didn't come from a singularity at all. Instead, it could have emerged from the strange world of quantum mechanics, the branch of physics that deals with the tiniest particles and their behavior. In the quantum world, things don't work the way we expect. Particles can appear and disappear out of nowhere, seemingly defying the laws of physics. It's possible that the entire universe popped into existence from a quantum fluctuation, literally from nothing. This idea comes from quantum gravity, a theory that tries to bridge the gap between general relativity, which explains big things like planets and galaxies, and quantum mechanics, which explains tiny things like atoms and particles. If quantum gravity is right, then the universe might have started as a tiny quantum event, expanding into what we see today. But this theory raises another question. If the universe came from nothing, why did it happen? Why did the universe decide to exist at all? It's a question that's still far from being answered, but it's one that could fundamentally change how we think about everything. Now, here's the kicker. No matter which theory you believe, one thing is clear. Our understanding of the universe's beginning is far from complete. The more we learn, the more questions we uncover. Was there really a Big Bang, or is the universe part of an endless cycle? Is our universe just one of many in a vast multiverse? Or did everything spring into existence from a quantum event that defies our understanding of reality? What's even crazier is that we might never know for sure. We're stuck inside this universe, with our observations limited to what we can see. But that's what makes space history so fascinating. The more we explore, the more we realize how much is still out there, waiting to be discovered. So, how did the universe begin? The truth is, we don't know for sure. The Big Bang is our best guess, but it's not the only theory out there. It could have been a bounce, or a quantum fluctuation, or maybe even something we haven't thought of yet. The universe is a mystery, and we're just scratching the surface of its secrets. But that's what makes it so exciting, because every time we think we have an answer, we find new questions that keep us searching. Want to dive deeper into space's greatest mysteries? Hit subscribe and keep exploring with us.